What's up, guys? Gonna do a quick little review on my Glock 36 45 Auto. Some of you are probably pretty familiar. Before we get started, gun is completely empty. So, picked this gun up last January as a concealed carry option. Got my license a few months later, and this I really wanted to go 45. I want that stopping power. A lot of guys like 9s. I think 9s are great as well. I especially really appreciate the capacity that the Glock 9s have. However, I did decide to go with the 36. I was originally more inclined to go with the 30, but my local dealer didn't have it in. So, 36 it is. Quick tear down. Super Glocks obviously come apart really easily. Overall impressions of the 36. It is a handful. Some people out there may tell you differently. That's my personal experience. I have reasonably large hands. I wouldn't say much bigger than average, but you know, I have pretty big fingers. This gun is still a handful for me. Now granted, my 110-pound fiance can shoot this gun with no problem, but your second, third, and fourth, so on and so forth, shots are a little slower to get back on target. 45s, especially your really short, you know, 3 and 4 inch barrels, especially the ones without relief, they're gonna rise on you, and this is no different. But I can tell you, there is not a whole lot of other subcompact pistols that will deliver the wallop that the 45 does and stay with a really small frame. The 45 Glock 36 has a single stack magazine. That's a little different for most Glocks. Usually you're going to have them, you know, staggered, and that, you know, adds to your thickness of both your mag and your pistol itself. This guy is very narrow. I mean, as you can see in comparison with my fingers, it is not much thicker than you know, an actual set of fingers. I added the Hogue rubber grip on, and then I also added the additional Pierce you know, extension on the bottom, and that helps a heck of a lot because you can now use your pinky as well. With the stock mag, you're really just kind of out of room. So upgrades on mine. I polished the barrel. Easiest way to do this, guys, go get some white vinegar, dump your barrel in it, leave it in there for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours a day. You're not going to hurt the barrel. The interior surfaces on mine are still the chrome line black color, almost a mirror-like finish. It doesn't take that stuff inside off. I polished the feed rail as well. I have a bench grinder / polisher. I started out with some sandpaper and smoothed a lot of the high ridges out. Doing that modification will help a lot of feeding issues that are out there. 36 has got a lot of bad rep when they came out. People were pissing and moaning that there were misfeeds, that there were stovepipes, and then, you know, all kinds of issues. There are some stovepipes. I've had a few, but feeding issues. Polish this rail up. Anyone can do it. It's nothing to be afraid of. You will notice dramatically better feeds. Really easy tip. Bottom. So anyway, back to polishing. Use your vinegar, and then from there you can do anything from a like a SOS type pad anything like that. And then with mine, I also polished it on my bench polisher. You can see some scratches and things in it. They get wear on them for sure. This one's had about, I don't know, 1,200 rounds, give or take, through it. But it has never been repolished. It's always been the same way. Fiance bought me the chrome kit for, I don't know if it was birthday or Christmas, but mag release, slide release, your takedown pins, and whatever you want to call this lever, that slide release lever or whatever. All of those. I also had 3.5 pound spring kit put in it, and some other custom gunsmithing work done by a buddy of mine who does a lot of gunsmithing on the side. As far as my gun is concerned, I also added, let me put things back together here, I added some grip tape to it. After watching some of the mag pull videos and things like that, seemed like a little grip tape in a couple of spots on the gun would be nice. I'm not gonna kid you. I am a kind of a new concealed carry guy, so any reference points on a gun for me as to where things are supposed to be, when you're drawing, are great. So I've got grip tape here, so I can index as soon as I get the gun. I run a Blackhawk Sherpa, so your finger on these holsters is in the right place. As soon as you release and pull, you're automatically on that same. A lot of people will use the release as a as a place to put their finger. I just put grip tape on there. And this grip tape, it's pretty heavy duty stuff. I got it at Ace Hardware. They sell it by the foot. Hell, I don't know. I mean, it's less than $1 a foot. Put it on the top. I just really like the looks. That's really the only dead spot in the top of the gun. By dead spot, I mean just where there's nothing happening. I put it there. That also, in the event I would need to rack it, one-handed, it also really helps with grip for that. As well, right here on the thumb. So, pointer, thumb, and then I have it for second thumb in front of the release again. So mirror image from side to side there, and then on the thumb. Overall, I love this gun. I also added, this was originally one of the back plates you get on eBay. I think this one had the iron cross on it to begin with. That was cool for like a day. And then I basically took this thing, hit it with, what did I use, like 600 grit, and then I went to 1,000. I put it on my polisher. It's actually polished enough that you can even see my camera lens in it. I did the night sights. Kind of tough to see in there, but I did the True Glow night sights. I think I got these things for like 75 bucks on Amazon, and that's a hell of a deal. One drawback to the 36, you get no accessory rail on the front. Kind of a bummer. People do, if you wanted to run, a light or whatever, people do make some clip-on stuff that'll fit under here. But once again, you got to consider this is a subcompact gun, so adding a bunch of lights and things to it, there's not a lot of support for that stuff. People aren't trying to do that with these guns. You can get Crimson Trace laser that goes in the center. Call it whatever you want. I don't think they're all that great. The other silly thing I did was the paint fill. It's not actually paint. If you're looking to do this, go steal a white crayon out of your kid's crayon box. You can do, the Glock and whatever else you want to do with it. I did this one time, put 1,000 rounds through it, and I have never needed to redo it. On the other side where you have the tiny Glock insignia, you can see on the top it's kind of wearing out a little bit, but for zero investment, it works pretty good. Because of the small capacity, 6 in the mag and 1 in the pipe, if I'm in a place where I feel like there's going to be any kind of issues, I will run the Phobos backup with 2 additional mags. These are pretty nice. They just clip inside your waistband, nice and flexible. This is kind of a tacky rubber, where the rest is an ABS type plastic. I'm not a fan of the Phobos holders, but I do like, or the holsters rather, but I do like the mag pouches, or whatever you want to call these. They work out really well. They're extremely comfortable. Like I said, I carry in a Black Hawk Serpa quick release, or whatever you want to call this mag. I like it a lot. If my gun was any thicker, I would have a heck of a time concealing this weapon with it. I will tell you that. It's probably more of an open carry holster than it is a concealed, but I'm pretty fluffy, and I wear, not baggy clothes, but clothes with a little bit of extra room in them, so I can get away with this pretty easy. I live in Colorado, which is also an open carry state, so there's no real issue with me, having it out in the open. I don't like to, but if it were to come exposed, it wouldn't be a huge deal. These are great holsters. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them on eBay. I want to say I have maybe, $35 in this guy. It's durable. You can, use forward cant or however you like it. They're completely adjustable. Really nice pieces. A trainer, firearms trainer friend of mine runs one of these, on like an upper thigh rig. I thought it was kind of silly looking. I played around with it. I ended up liking it a lot, so I went with it. So, Glock 36, overall impressions. It's a great gun. I have other guns I really, really like as well. I like the XDMs extremely well. That would be a really good kind of comparison gun to the Glocks. Now, keep in mind, Glock is the first, producer of polymer guns, and everybody else has kind of followed suit. So with that being said, it's a great gun. The 36, like I said earlier, has gotten a lot of bad knocks for cycling problems and feed problems. I feel like those were early production issues. I haven't had much trouble with mine. Early on, I did have some stovepipe issues. Call it whatever you want. It was probably related to ammunition. When I am, out plinking with this thing, I do not run expensive ammunition in it. I normally run the Hornady, critical defense hollow point for home and concealed carry, but I usually run like Independence or, just $16 a box, ammo when I'm out at the range. You could blame it on that. My gun's been solid. I think I've had 3 stovepipes since I've had it. I've never had it jam, but I've also never ran it stock. I mean, pretty much the day I picked it up, I started polishing pieces and stuff inside, and had the lighter trigger and all that reworked on it. So it's kind of showy, with the chrome bits and pieces. A lot of people are purists with Glocks. They like them all black. Whatever. God willing, I never have to pull the gun out to where anybody's going to actually see the bits and pieces that are chrome. But other than showing you guys on a video, that should never matter. So, that's my review of the Glock. It's a great gun. I really don't feel like you can go wrong with it. Everybody's got their own opinion. That's just mine. Thanks, guys.